Everyone has been telling me this movie is scary, but what they did not tell me was that my soul was going to leave my body. I am talking about the new horror film called Obsession, and I swear on everything, this one and the one I saw afterwards at South by Southwest gave me nightmares. For the ones who don't know, Obsession follows a guy named Baron who is in love with one of his close friends named Nikki, but of course he is too afraid to tell her. That's when one day he stumbles into one of those witchy shops that have candles, crystals, and even this thing called a one-wish willow, where you break it and apparently your wish gets granted. Yeah, so he gets one of those, and I mean, you know the saying already. You have to be careful what you wish for, because once he makes his wish, shit gets dark fast. And when I tell you this movie is horrifying, I am not lying. At first it started off slow and I said there's no way this movie is going to scare me. But then when it picked up, I damn near jumped out of my seat. I don't know what it is about unnatural movements and sound that get me, but it messed me up. And on top of that, it was so twisted. Like, you guys, the ending, it was so messed up. If you love a good horror movie, I'm telling you, add this one to your list. And also make sure you're following, because I'm always going to tell you when and where you can watch it. Obsession will be playing in theaters starting May 15th. So go ahead and...
What's going on, family? What's up? What's up? I see y'all rolling in. So I went and seen this movie. And for those who are not fans of horror films, I definitely don't recommend you go see this one, because it's actually more than a horror film. I would more so say it's about real life obsession and witchcraft. And I think the movie really acts as a warning to those who dibble and dabble and they don't really take witchcraft seriously. They think that it's something that's fake, because the main character, Bear, he didn't even think that the Wishmaster was going to work, but it did. And now, of course, I'm going to talk about this movie. You know, we're going to give our synopsis of the film, but this breakdown is going to turn into a full-blown biblical lesson. I'm going to be talking about the Jezebel spirit, the Delilah spirit. I'm going to be talking about love spells. I'm going to be talking about witchcraft. We're going to talk about these things from a biblical perspective. I'm going to be giving fervent warnings to those out there who are unsuspected of witchcraft, because I can tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff has become normalized. And there's a lot of people who are operating in coercion, manipulation, and control. And they're masquerading as people who are loved ones, or people who can appear genuine, but they're actually about control, and they're actually about having power over you. And we got to talk about that. And this is something that men and women are doing to each other on a regular basis. And I think this is a timely message. So we're gonna definitely talk about the movie too. So she gave somewhat of a synopsis. You know, the movie really just exposes one of the oldest practices known to men. That's the desire to control another person's heart. That's something that throughout cultures, people have always done. So we're going to talk about love spells, manifestation culture. We're going to talk about free will and what that really means, and why trying to force love can become one of the darkest forms of bondage. One of the darkest forms of bondage, not only on the person who has had the spell put on them, but on the person who cast the spell. All right. And somebody asked, could I speak loud? I think you need to probably turn the volume up on your device. So the film was written by and directed by Curry Barker. He makes a lot of Blumhouse films. The main cast has Michael Johnston as Bear Bailey. He's like a shy music store employee. and he has this secret crush on India Nevada, and she played a hell of a role, I could tell you that. And she played Nikki Freeman, Bear's long-term friend and co-worker. And I mean, she was creepy, y'all. This woman was creepy. I'm talking about, I feel like she really had to get possessed to actually play this role. I mean, it was sinister. I mean, just the minor unnatural movements she was have, the facial expressions she had. It's real. I mean, she did a crazy job. And then you got Cooper Tomlinson as Ian, that's Bear's close friend. You got Megan Lawless as Sarah Harper, Andy Richer as Carter Harper. And pretty much Bear, he loved this woman for years. All he wanted was her, right? Now, instead of accepting that she doesn't return those same feelings for him, he finds this supernatural object known as a one-wish willow. He grants this wish. He wishes that Nikki would love him more than anyone else in the world. His wish was granted. I'm talking about this lady mutates. She mutates into the craziest forms of obsession that you will probably ever see. She loses herself. She becomes possessive, violent, just absolutely terrifying. And after I've seen this film, I said, this was not just a horror movie. This ain't about monsters. This is something that is increasingly becoming normalized in society. And I can tell you this right now. There is one scene in this film, and I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, but there's one scene where the real Nikki speaks up while the spirit that is inhabiting her is asleep. And she says, please just kill me. And he said, is it that bad being with me? And she says, quote unquote, I was never with you. Meaning it was not her the whole entire time. So when one casts a love spell on someone, you're only possessing that vessel. And whoever or whatever is operating in that individual is supernatural. It's demonic. So the whole time, Bear only got Nikki's vessel. But because she has spiritual deficiencies, because anybody who can get possessed that way has a point of entry, have some type of sin, and she was dealing with some sort of witchcraft too. Because early in the film, she broke a crystal necklace. And the only reason Bear went to the store was to replace her necklace as a friend, right? So she was already open to that realm. So when Bear did that spell on her, that was it. That was it. So, people be thinking that they're getting a person to fall in love with them through spells, but really you're getting a demon. You're getting something that wouldn't mind taking the both of you out. This stuff is dangerous, and it's very much normalized in society now. People laugh at love spells, but millions of people search for them every single year. It's all over TikTok, Instagram, because people want their ex back. Somebody wants somebody to text them. Somebody wants to become attracted to a person. Somebody doesn't want a person to stop loving them. A lot of people doing these things because they don't want to accept rejection. So they'll attempt to manipulate another person's will, another person's desires. And that's exactly what this movie is about. Manifestation culture. It's about manifestation culture. And see, as believers, we got to be very much mindful of all these things. We have to be on point. We have to be locked in. and we have to be paying attention. Look, I'm going to run that intro, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a dynamic lesson. I'm going to dig more into this. We're going to talk more about this movie, but we also going to turn this into a full-blown lesson of things you got to avoid, the type of people you got to avoid, the type of practices you must avoid, and we're going to lock in, all right? So I want everybody to get the likes up on your way in. Y'all know how we do on this platform. We give it up. We give nothing but the truth. Let's get to it.
They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love for the They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repentant. They hate the fact that we truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks, but these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. Nubreed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Undoubtedly, the one you call Jesus Christ was a black man. He was melanated. He had hair like wool. He had a deep voice. He was dark-skinned. He wasn't only just a black man. He was a dark-skinned man. He wasn't brown. He wasn't light-skinned. No, Christ was dark. We're talking about Wesley Snipes, dark. So let's make that clear. That's how
Mic check, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm experiencing technical issues. It is completely non-responsive on my end. I can't tell if y'all hear me or not. Everything is frozen. Mic check, ladies and gentlemen. Can y'all hear me? Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what just took place. My computer went completely bonkers after the intro. It would, like, while it was playing, everything froze. It wouldn't let me click off. It wouldn't let me do anything, y'all. I believe there's some cyber harassment going on because they know, and that just killed the momentum of the stream because in the first 10, 15 minutes, that's where all the momentum comes while everybody is coming in. So I need everybody to get the likes up. Let's get everybody back in the room if we can. I believe, honestly, I believe that somebody is trying to do some witchcraft because the truth is about to come out and we're going to blow the lid off of these witches, right? So as y'all enter into the chat, we're going to do what we got to do. Get the likes up. They definitely killed the momentum with this one, but we're going to keep on going. We ain't going to let them kill the momentum. We're going to let the Holy Spirit continue to operate and bring this truth out. Because one thing about it, we know the type of games that's being played. We know the type of games that's being played. Somebody don't want this word out. That's what it is. Somebody don't want the word out. And we're going to go there. So we're talking about the movie Obsession. We're talking about the movie Obsession. I have to set things back up, ladies and gentlemen. So give me one moment because I'm pretty much setting everything back up. They're not going to stop this truth from coming out, y'all. And y'all got to see that in real time. Y'all got to see that in real time. But nonetheless, we back. Now, I'm going to play this scene from the movie. So in case you don't know what movie I'm talking about, this is it. And then we're going to dive in. It's going to be a full-blown lesson here. Let's go.
No.
What?
No, 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 don't do that! I thought we were having a nice day!
We are. Sit
Why
down.
does it matter? I thought we were having a nice
We are.
day!
We are. It's okay.
No.
Now, I'm telling you, there was a lot of eerie moments of this film. There was a lot going on. And the thing is, when somebody puts a love spell on someone, you're dealing with a spirit, an evil spirit. You're not dealing with that person. So they'll begin to act irrationally. They'll do things that are strange and bizarre, abnormal. Why? Because they're not themselves. Now, y'all got to give me a moment here. Hold on one moment. I still have to, literally, I had to start everything over. So y'all know how it is setting up a live stream. There's a lot of work that go into it. And I restarted my whole computer. So give me one moment, y'all. I got to make sure I got all my slides ready. And I got to pull some scriptures up, of course, because the scriptures is what's going to cut these witches and warlocks in half. It's going to be them scriptures. And I want y'all to understand that the Most High's people, we can't be enchanted. We are divine beings. When they come against us with witchcraft, it's just going to make their lives worse. It's just going to reverse on them. They making cause hindrances. They making cause slowdowns in your purpose, but they cannot stop your fate. They cannot stop who you are. Now, I want to tell y'all a little something about witchcraft. But first, hold on. What is going on here? Let me see. All right, let me share this with y'all. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, I see what's happening. But let's talk about it because this love spell thing is real.
Stop doing love spells on people. It never ends well and it always backfires. This is a lady that put not one, but 2 love spells on a man. I am back with another spooky story. So we're gonna call the person who submitted the story Wanda. So Wanda said that honestly she never believed in love spells. She believed in timing and maybe she was just a little bit delusional. She said at that point we're gonna call the man Jonah. She had loved Jonah for years. She had met Jonah on vacation and when they met out there she discovered that her and Jonah literally live walking distance away from each other back in the States. So Wanda's thinking like what are the odds she went on vacation and she just met her dream man. The best part is they only live 10 minutes away from each other in the States. So after vacation is over, they would continue their relationship. So when they got back to the States, long story short, life started playing a part in communication. So they weren't texting or going out for dates as much as Wanda would have hoped. Considering this guy is literally 10 minutes away. Again, they would see each other here and there. They would still hook up. And about a year passes when Jonah tells Wanda that he was actually moving in with another girl. Now that totally broke something inside of Wanda. She said the way her heart dropped hearing that news, she felt like the next gal just swooped in and took her man. So she had to act, and she had to act fast. And that's when she did the first spell. Nothing extreme. She does the spell. So she does the spell, and 2 days later, he comes back to see her, and he's pretty much telling her like, he feels like he made a mistake moving in with the other girl. He was telling her that he doesn't love her, and that the girl is not even his girlfriend. She just needed a place to stay. He felt physically sick being away from Wanda. His chest would hurt when he tried to leave, and he was telling her like something just feels wrong without you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this stuff is very real, ladies and gentlemen. You can have anxiety attacks without that person. Just straight up going through it, not understanding why. What's the issue? Why you don't feel like yourself? Look, they be doing all kind of things. They be taking their maxi pads, putting the honey in the maxi pad, putting cinnamon in a maxi pad, writing your name in their period blood. Like literally, they'll have your name written down in a marker and they will bleed on your name, bro. Like they have all kind of weird, bizarre things that they do to try to lock people in. You know what I'm saying? So be aware. You never know what somebody is really into and what they're doing in their private time.
Wanda is thinking, oh my God, it worked. But the love felt off. So in the midst of Jonah seeing Wanda all the time, they get into a heated argument one night. And Jonah says to her, I love you, but it doesn't feel like it's mine. It feels like I'm being forced. And that scared Wanda. Wanda wanted to feel chosen. Wanda never wanted that man to feel entrapped or forced. Clearly, he wasn't happy. So maybe a second love spell would bring him that joy? I tell these spooky stories and the ending of this story actually spooked me. If you want the full story, it's available on my YouTube page. As you can see, it's 21 minutes long. And
I mean, I see what she's doing. She's trying to push her YouTube channel, but that stuff is very real.
Did you know love spells are the most desired and the most dangerous of all forms of magic? From the first civilizations, love was considered the strongest force in existence. It could heal madness, drive empires, and bend fate itself. That's why sorcerers, witches, and mystics all sought to bind it, to bottle the one emotion even gods couldn't control. But in doing so, they learned the same truth again and again. Love spells always work, just not always the way you want. When performed with purity, affection rituals open the heart. They attract kindness, soften resentment, and invite alignment. Two souls drawn together by truth, not force. But when driven by obsession or pain, those same...
Let me explain something. There's no such thing as a good love spell, good witchcraft, none of that. That's all a lie. Let's be very clear about this, ladies and gentlemen. God never intended for love to work that way. God never intended for a person's free will to be overrid. You know what I'm saying? God never intended for it to be if you perform the right rituals and say the right words, you're going to get love. Real love cannot be forced. It cannot be manipulated. And if someone has to lose their freedom for you to gain their affection, what you've gained is not love. That's called bondage. That's called bondage. And you know what? The scriptures tell us in Deuteronomy 18:10, it says, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fires, or that use a divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. See, the Most High don't separate divination, enchantment, spiritual communications, sorcery, familiar spirits. All of this stuff is all witchcraft. They're all grouped together. Why? Because they're all involved in seeking supernatural influence outside of the Most High. And so we got a movie that begins with a wish. A wish is what? Outside of the Most High.
Rituals twist. They don't summon love, they summon attachment. The energy clings, drains, and devours, turning desire into dependency, devotion into possession. That's why ancient practitioners said love magic comes in pairs. Every blessing has a shadow. One spell calls affection to you, the other must release it when it begins to rot. Those who forgot to unbind their spells often found the person they desired haunted by them. Their names echoing in dreams, their moods shifting with every heartbeat. In the unseen world, that's not romance. That's captivity. But love spells aren't evil. They're mirrors.
They are evil. They are evil. And let's be clear. Many people today, they're doing love spells. It's become normal. It's almost taboo talking about this because it's happening so much. Only our little small community over here are really trying to bring awareness to this at this level. But a lot of people are doing love spells, attraction rituals, psychic readings, tarot cards, or spiritual communication. In the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel 15:23 says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Why? Because witchcraft says, I want power without submission to God. Instead of trusting the Most High, people, they say, I'm going to control the outcome myself. I am going to possess and control that person. That's not anything that somebody should want, man. Y'all got to be careful. Look out for people who have these controlling, vindictive type of spirits, because a lot of the times they're into witchcraft. They want to control. They want to dominate. They want power over you, and they want to leave you rendered to do what? Feed their egos. Use you as an emotional coping mechanism for unhealed wounds. The connection never is real. Let's continue.
They amplify what already exists within you. If you perform them with desperation, they bring chaos. If you perform them with faith, they bring harmony. The danger isn't the ritual, it's the reason. That's why the grimoire of withered echoes teaches the full balance. Within its...
See, this is witchcraft in itself. They're trying to say that it's good witchcraft, bad witchcraft, how you do it properly. And most witches believe it that way. And the truth is, there's no such thing as good witchcraft or bad witchcraft. It's all bad. The Most High lets it be known. You know, Galatians 5:19 says, now the works of the flesh are manifest. And what does Paul list? Idolatry and witchcraft. You know, witchcraft is translated into pharmakia in the scriptures. And that is what? Sorcery, magical practices, potions, enchantments, and occult rituals. Paul lets us know that among works that pull people away from God, the danger isn't just the rituals. The danger is becoming dependent on other spiritual forces that don't come from the Most High. It's all idolatry. You know, who wants to be with somebody that they coerced or manipulated into loving them? That's a sick mentality. And a lot of times, man, people be crashing out. Somebody try to slip you the voodoo spaghetti with the red sauce. Somebody burying your drawers in the backyard. Somebody got a shrine in your house, in their house. Somebody acting as a monitoring spirit. I'm telling you, you got to be aware of these witches. They are out here and they're dangerous.
The whole point is that God, with marriage, two souls connect, become one flesh, biblical. Love spells are not biblical. There's nothing about manipulating someone's free will, because that's what love spell does. It sends a spirit of lust to torment the person's mind into craving that other person.
Now that is key right there. It's not love. It sends the spirit of lust to torment that person. That's all it really is. See, you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if you, let's say hypothetically, you have an ex or relationship, a former relationship, whatever the case is, and it's a lust dynamic, but everything was toxic, everything was volatile, everything was dysfunctional, everything was just downright wrong, but there's a lust connection to the situation, there may be some witchcraft involved. There may be some witchcraft involved. Because that's how they actually gain access. The Jezebel spirit, the succubus spirit, the Delilah spirit, it lures in through seduction. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Real talk. A lot of Satan's sons and daughters are good-looking people. Yeah. You hear me? Fellas, y'all got to look out too. Some of Satan's daughters are beautiful. He got a lot of beautiful daughters. Why? The scripture says Satan will even appear like an angel of light. Satan is going to use the beauty of a woman to entice a lot of you brothers to operate on lust. Now, of course, that word lust, it's an interesting word because it means strong desire, but there's something called an insatiable lust. And the scriptures even talk about that. And so there's things you just got to be mindful of out here. You got to be mindful. And I'm not saying that, look, and I'm not saying the Most High's daughters aren't beautiful. I'm not saying that. Let me be clear now. Because the Most High has some daughters, but guess what? They're more so low key with it. They're not all out there. They're not really highlighting themselves everywhere trying to be seen. Satan's daughters is all about attention, validation. So let's be clear about that.
So then it's
But
not their own
love.
faults. No.
So it's not even a love spell,
No.
it's more of a lust spell.
Obsession, lust, yeah? So they'll think it's love. Oh, I can't be without you. And that's why a lot of people that are going through separation and stuff, they go for love spells because it does create that, but it doesn't last. So when it wears off, the person who's had the spell done on them might get a little bit angry, a bit confused. What am I doing here? This is against my free will. I never asked for this. You know, what's this about?
And it's nothing like messing with somebody's free will. It's extremely evil. It's extremely evil when you take it upon yourself to mess with somebody's free will just so you can control something. Isaiah 8:19 says, and when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God? See, this scripture right here, it asks a very simple question. Why seek spiritual answers anywhere else except from the Most High? People today, they want mediums, psychic readings, tarot cards, manifestation coaches. They seeking people who do love spells or people who are practitioners of love spells. Why not seek the Most High? Why not seek the Most High? Because I can tell you right now, no happiness is going to come out of doing spells on people. Acts 16:16. A certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us. Now I want y'all to notice something. The girl actually possessed with some type of supernatural knowledge, yet Paul, he cast that spirit out. Paul cast the spirit out. Why? Because not every supernatural source comes from the Most High. That means supernatural forces exist outside of the Most High, but they could be casted out. They could be casted out.
Public service announcement, the witchcraft didn't work. It didn't work, and that's why they're mad. Because everything that they did didn't work. They went to the Santeria priests, the witch doctors. They went to the cemeteries, put your picture on a tree, put you in a freezer, put you under a shoe, put you in a shoe box. Baby, it didn't work. It didn't work. They done got cow tongues and put nails and all type of things in it. It didn't work. It didn't work. You can still use your voice. You're still beautiful. You still got money. You're still talented. You're still successful. You're still growing. You're still getting opportunity after opportunity while they're rotting away in their anger because the witchcraft did not work. I would hate me too if I was on the outside and doing witchcraft and voodoo to me and it didn't work. If I'm putting all my energy into something that really is not going to benefit me in the long run, and I'm watching the person that I'm doing it to get better and bigger right before my eyes, more talented, more beautiful, richer before my eyes, getting love before my eyes, happiness and joy before my eyes, I would hate me too. PSA, it didn't work. Public service announcement, the witchcraft didn't work.
And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of the Most High's chosen people, we've had witchcraft done on us, whether we know it or not. And there's people bumping their heads against the wall right now that they could not keep you in that bondage. There's people who bumping their head against the wall, wondering why the spells didn't work, wondering why you actually didn't die, wondering why you were still able to grow and develop. I'm going to tell you something. Even witchcraft produced through projection in words. You know what I'm saying? What we got to understand is witchcraft is not always necessarily rituals, which although they do the rituals in secret, they'll be connected with whole covens. They'll be connected. Their family will be part of the coven, and they'll be secretly doing the witchcraft with their families against you. You know what I mean? Or some type of friend group. And yeah, I know the brother do got a feminine spirit. We're going to look past that right now, you know, but he do got that spirit on him. But let's go to the point here. You know, we're fully protected by the Almighty. There's people who tried and they use projection and prediction on your life. And they uttered evil words against you. Some people watched you like a hawk and they miscalculated. Their monitoring spirits miscalculated your true potential, brothers and sisters. And they put themselves in a very dangerous situation. It's a very dangerous situation. Because once you cross one of the Most High's people, a divine neurodivergent being, one who is tapped in with the Most High, the Almighty, everything, all your little weak projections, predictions, your weak words, your spells you cast with your tongue, the control, all of that. Listen, all of it's going to backfire to you. It's all going to happen to you. If you were out here doing this stuff against the Most High's people, all you witches and warlocks who watch this platform right here, you are really just, you're literally digging your own grave. And I hope for nothing but for repentance for you, because you're playing a dangerous game. I know. And listen, I'm saying this, I'm speaking directly to you witches and warlocks who've been assigned to me, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know you're watching. Y'all can keep tagging me in videos and y'all can keep doing y'all sorcery, y'all spells. Y'all can keep putting me in all these mentions and all this weird stuff y'all do. Just know the Most High is going to destroy you. If it was meant for me to be destroyed through witchcraft, I would not be here. There's witches and warlocks in this live right now watching, viewing, trying to figure out how they can cast spells on the Most High's people, how they can stop the growth, how they can stop the potential. And it will backfire. Why? Because the Most High God is protecting us. Hold on now.
People say witches aren't real, demons aren't real. Yeah, well, what's this? This woman came in contact with a real demonic witch. And when I say you won't expect this, I genuinely, wholeheartedly mean you won't expect this.
When my husband passed away, and he passed away in a car crash, my husband passed away in a car crash, I had just got the news, the police were at my house. I was hysterically, uncontrollably, inconsolably crying my eyes out, screaming, calling anyone I could. And I called his mom. And his mom, verbatim, word for word, as God is my witness, said, "Ugh, you pray too much. You pray too much. It was supposed to be you. You pray too much. We have been taking your pictures to witch doctors and covens, but you pray too much." In reaction to me telling her that her son had just passed in a car accident.
Demons are real, witches are real, but let me tell you something. If you're protected by the Holy Spirit, then demons are afraid of you. People say witches aren't real, demons aren't real.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, she called her mother-in-law to let her mother-in-law know that her son died. The mother-in-law's response was, "You pray too much. It was supposed to be you." That's why I said it'll be families doing it on the low. It'll be families of people that's assigned to a person. And they will be doing rituals behind closed doors, all kind of spells, all kind of witchcraft. And they will be doing these things against that individual. And what happened? He was taken out. The person doing the spells was taken out. Why? It backfired. It backfired. Listen, all witches are going to have their day. When they go underestimating the Most High's people, when they go, dibbling and dabbling against somebody in darkness, and it backfires, oh, life will be taken. Somebody's going to get unalive. That's how serious that stuff is. Like, witchcraft is not nothing to be playing with. It's not a joke. It's not fun and games. You know, all online, a lot of people use dark aesthetics and dark feminine energy and symbolism and all of that. They think it's just a game. Like, it's really, it's pure evil, and it will backfire. Look, Acts 19:19 says, "Many of them also which use curious arts brought their books together and burned them before all men." What that means is there's hope for some of these witches to do what? Burn all of their books, burn all of the books they use to do their curious arts, do it before all men, meaning you have to denounce all that stuff publicly before everyone. Burn all your books, speak against it, because back then, after people came to the faith, they destroyed their occult material. They did not keep them. They did not mix with them and mix that with their faith. They abandoned them. They showed repentance. It involves turning away from practices that held influence over your life. You got to repent. If you into this stuff, repent. Stop it.
Because in Haiti, they got zombie spirits up in a mountain. This is real in Haiti. I've done Dominican voodoo, Haitian voodoo, Jamaican voodoo, African voodoo, and Cuban voodoo, and they all the same. Even the tarot cards, that's the thing that they do for 21 Division. They also use tarot cards as well. The shell reading is the Cubans, the Africans, and the Haitians. They do the shell reading with the coconut.
Yo, fam.
It's deep.
It's too much for me.
It's deep.
Oh my God.
So I started, like I said, I started with 21 Divisions. I went into 21 Divisions. I did the air dry, and then for 1 week, each perfume they give you is different saints. So I'm gonna give you an example. So Papa Candelo was a big, like, gorilla spirit, anger spirit. That was the main guy I had in 21 Divisions. He was a black man. He wore red pants. And he was so strong, spiritually and physically. He was strong. When he'll come and manifest into you, you become a strong person. You start hitting things. You start walking on fire, and he will show how strong of a man he is. He will use a cigar and fire and burn himself like this. He'll burn himself to show you that it's no pain. He will flip the cigar, put it into the burn side, burn it, and he'll look at you and like, this is not happening to me. And this was me.
You did those things too?
I did all those things. He manifested that into me. When I started this 21 Divisions, I had to do a perfume, 1 week perfume of just him. Every morning I would put the perfume on, put it all over my body for a whole week until that perfume was dried up, empty. Then I would do another saint. I do another saints, because there's different divisions. That's why it's called 21 Divisions. They had a red division, they had a white division, they had a black division. I had the red division, one of the highest divisions in 21 Division. So,
look, I'm gonna tell you, these warlocks be out here too. These warlocks be out here too, doing all of these curious arts, as they say. Acts 19 and 19. Many of them, oh, somebody shared that scripture. Okay, we already read that one. But we're going to go to Micah 5 and 12. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thine hand. See, the Most High promises judgment against any type of system built on sorcery or occult power. See, the Most High is greater than these enchantments, these spells, spiritual manipulation. If you, brothers or sisters, have been in relationships that you feel you were spiritually manipulated, coerced, you endured narcissistic abuse, there was control going on, there was secrecy, you were dealing with an individual that was shrouded in mystery, they were practicing incantations. Let's say hypothetically, you don't deal with this individual no more, but you're having dreams, visuals, visions, unease, anxiety, as if that person is haunting you, so to speak. Let me be clear about this. The scriptures are very clear that the Most High is going to cut off all of that. There's rest in the Lord. There's safety in the Most High. Their witchcraft cannot work against you. Christ is our Savior.
I was there for a couple of years.
What did you want, man? Like, you were doing this. What did you want? Power? Did you want fame?
I wanted power. The reason why I wanted power is because they said I had power. They said I was anointed. There's something amazing with me. And this time I was playing professional baseball. So I wanted that so I can increase with the fame.
And I'm going to tell you, a lot of those witches and warlocks have they have an unrealistic view of themselves. They believe they're more intelligent than everyone else. They believe they're superior. They truly believe that they're better than everybody. And they believe they're special. And that's the thing, you know, that's how witchcraft really lures a lot of people in. When you got people in the coven telling you that you're powerful, that you're this special being in the spiritual realm, and you're going to be able to do great things. Listen, if you're so great in the spiritual realm, why do you need witchcraft, sorcery, magic, manipulation to be great? If you're great, the Most High made you that way divinely. If you're great, the Most High created you to be great. Leviticus 20 and 27, a man also, or a woman that have a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. Whether you a woman or a man that is practicing sorcery, death is going to come your way. Do you understand that witchcraft is making an agreement with death? It's an agreement with hell. It's the worship of the dead. Make no mistake about it. You're piercing yourself through with many sorrows practicing this stuff.
With my family. At that time, I was about to have a baby, so I even put her in it, and she got bathed into that. By the grace of God, that's canceled in the name of Jesus. That generational curse is canceled from my bloodline.
Amen.
Because in Haiti, they got.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, there's people out there that raise their children in witchcraft. You know, I seen this one lady, she just did a clip talking about teach your children manners because I'm teaching mine witchcraft. And they really be baptizing them in blood. They be teaching them as children. Like a lot, y'all gotta understand, there's people, you can't be oblivious out here. There's people out here in the world that come from a different walk of life than a lot of you all who may be viewing right now. I mean, they were raised in it since children. Some of these men and women have had multiple personalities actually casted into them as children. And you wonder why, as an adult, they seem to be a different person all the time. You wonder why they could just switch from hot to cold, hot to cold. Listen, they've been literally bred to be the way they are. And a lot of them actually get sent on missions. And the goal is to do what? Go after the children of the Most High. Satan's children like to go after the children of the Most High. This is spiritual war. Straight up.
I don't give a rat's ass who in the good googly moogly is doing witchcraft on you or who you think is doing witchcraft on you. There is no issue that some spiritual baths and some spell work cannot fix. But y'all be in my inbox like, oh my God, this person and their whole family is spiritually attacking me, and it's the reason why I'm broke, I'm struggling, I'm miserable, I'm depressed, I'm anxious.
This is what I'm saying. This is the thing y'all also got to watch out for. There's witches who try to solve witchcraft. Just to show you how damn delusional they are. This is the way their minds are wired. Listen, people getting attacked by witchcraft, and the witchcraft solution is more witchcraft. Come to my platform, and I can show you how to do other spells to combat the spell that went against you. No. That ain't how this works. This is just another witch right here. Another witch saying, look, I got the answers. Look, what do the scriptures say about that? Revelations 21 and 8. Sorcerers shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. Simple as that. You're not a good sorcerer or a bad sorcerer. Your ass is going to hell. You're a sorcerer. God treats sorcery serious because it involves spiritual rebellion and it involves deception. See, the danger of witchcraft isn't just candles, rituals, and spell books and stuff. The real danger is, when people believe that they have the right to manipulate what God intended to be free, whether it's love spells, divination, spirit communication, any common thread of control. People try to control you through all means outside of God's design. outside of the Most High's design to serve their own selfish wants and desires.
This, that, oh my God. Let me ask you something. Why are you giving these people that much power? And more importantly, why the fuck are you speaking that over yourself? Words are spells. You are hexing yourself when you say things like, I'm broke, I'm depressed, I'm struggling. Cut that shit out. And if somebody really put a bad spirit on you, those types of spirits feed off of your fear and your negativity. Because the devil don't attack people.
Which is crazy because she's talking about doing spells to combat it, but she's speaking some level of truth. And this is what I want to make clear. There's witches and warlocks who can speak some level of truth. Yes, words do hold power. And words are spells. This is why you got to stay away from people who speak negative on your life, especially when they're trying to predict or project what your future is going to be. You're never going to be able to do this. Oh, you're always going to be the same. Oh, you'll never overcome. Oh, you'll never be this. Oh, listen, that's witchcraft. That's a spell. You got to rebuke that in the name of the Lord immediately. Like, look, hold on. You're not about to cast no spells on me. What you talking about is irrelevant. I could do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I don't know what you're talking about. Or if somebody, just condemns you or speaks ill on you, that's why you just got to be around people who speak life, because that's witchcraft. Warlocks and wizards speak death on people. They literally speak death on people. You have some people who cloak themselves in a religious community, but they'll be running around talking about how you're going to be judged. This person going to be judged. Oh, they're going to lose this, and people going to start dying. People going to start getting judged. And listen, witchcraft is just witchcraft. Because you should be wanting to pray for people. You should be wanting to speak highly, or at least give a fervent warning of repentance, opposed to you want to see somebody destroyed. Yeah, we protected by the blood of the Messiah. I don't know what they think it is.
More occult secrets they don't want you to know, right? So, a lot of folks know about jar spells, right? They are very strong. But what these folks don't want you to know, when you use that shit against a divine being, you might fuck yourself if that divine being knows their power and or steps into their power. You dig what I'm saying? Usually, motherfuckers waging spiritual warfare against a divine being is what wakes them up to their power. So, a divine being ain't gotta do nothing of this shit. All I gotta do is say, I return all negative energies sent to me times 100 trillion. All that shit finna come back to you. Now, mind you, all the jar spells do is amplify the intention and amplify the energy by a lot. But with that being said, not only is you getting this amplified energy sent back to you, but then by me just utilizing my throat chakra.
And see, he's an occultist. And I'm showing you all of this because it's so easy for witches and warlocks to hide. It's so easy for them to hide. Like he's a warlock. And he's telling you how to reverse something, right? Still dabbling in this stuff, still dabbling with chakras and all of that. But what do the scriptures say? Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. You don't have to listen to these damn gurus. You don't need secret occult knowledge. Because why? Witchcraft says I can create my own path. I have my own solutions to how to deal with this individual. But faith says, the Bible says, trust in the Most High for your outcome. See, this is crazy because in that movie, right, in Obsession, control, manipulation, coercion, intimidation, and domination is proven to be unhealthy in relationships. It's an abuse system. It's an abuse system. And more often than not, we've been in these systems and don't even know it. More often than not, we've been previewed to people who, or privy to people who are practitioners of this stuff. 1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone into the world. Exactly. Try the spirits. Try the spirits.
There was someone on Witch Talk talking about love spells, and they were like, well, what if you were like with a man, like you were like liked a man, dated a man, whatever, and like some witch was doing love spells on him. Have 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 him.
Witches everywhere, bro.
I don't know how to explain
But
it.
the best
Like,
time of your life, though.
I was fine. Like, I don't know. Start going south like that. Like, I don't know. I did make some dumb decisions, but I do feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she was like, I pray you die every day. Like, she might have been on some ill shit. Cause I couldn't think for real. And I'm going through the motions with her. It's like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, whatever. All right, cool, whatever. Cool. Yes, getting whatever. Just doing anything. She's like, we gonna get married. We gonna do all this. I'm like,
But how did you end up
doing that?
How did you end up in the courtroom though, brother? Cause like
she drove me there. I'm out there about to cry in the whip. That's what I'm saying. No, you feel what I'm saying though? Like I felt disconnected type. Like I'm like, all right. Like I'm telling her, like I don't want to get married. I don't want to do none of this. But then I was like, I'm doing it though, and I did not understand. But I like sat down one day and my eyes started leaking, like like my dripping on the floor. I'm like, hold on.
He was under a spell, ladies and gentlemen. See, everything that he's describing right now just sounds like, to the average listener, you know, those who are looking at this carnally, everybody's saying, well, you know, maybe he just was just doing it just to do it. When a man is telling you he did not want to do it, he did not want to be with this woman. She was abusive to him, saying that she pray every day he died, but we gonna get married. You gonna be my, you know, I'm gonna be your wife, but I'm wishing death on you at the same time, which is crazy work. He goes down and get married. He said he did not want to do it, meaning he's going against his will. He's doing something he don't want to do. He all in a tuxedo. He in a tuxedo. He says tears just start flowing down his eyes. He don't even know why he's not able to control his own free will. And the reason why this happens because if you are lacking knowledge, if you have some sin that you're battling with yourself, if you have a point of entry, a door open, or you just completely oblivious to the spiritual realm, you're a prime candidate for this type of attack. And I want everybody to get the likes up, y'all. Get the likes up on the video. They're trying to keep us down on this because they don't want this truth out. But let's get it, y'all. This man was being forced. We got to play this back. Let's play this.
I don't know how to explain
but
it.
The best
Like,
time of your life though.
I was fine. Like I don't know. Start going south like that. Like I don't know. I did make some dumb decisions, but I do feel like, I don't know. Like I feel like she was like, I pray you die every day. Like she might have been on some ill shit. Cause I couldn't think for real. And I'm going through the motions with her. It's like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, whatever. All right, cool, whatever. Cool. Yes, getting whatever. Just doing anything. She's like, we gonna get married. We gonna do all this. I'm like,
but how did you end up
doing that?
How did you end up in the courtroom though, brother? Cause like
she drove me there. I'm out there about to cry in the whip. That's what I'm saying. No, you feel what I'm saying though? Like I felt disconnected type. Like I'm like, all right. Like I'm telling her, like I don't want to get married. I don't want to do none of this shit. But then I was like, I'm doing it though. And I did not understand. But I like sat down one day and my eyes started leaking, like my dripping on the floor. I'm like, hold on. Went upstairs and talked to her. Like, you got to slide. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I just took all the L's on the chin. Tell everybody to leave. Clear that out. Side guy go. I don't know, man. I had to reset my. Joe, but I'm cool. I felt I got off track. I don't know. I was doing dumb for like 2 weeks, bro. I remember
That's refreshing to hear, man.
It is.
Oh, my question was, what is? Because I've never heard you talk about it. Because I was like, bro, there's no way that you just go through.
I can't just gonna jump to the.
No,
oh,
like
you dumb. She had you like she ain't had. To be honest, I don't like her. Like to keep it a band. It's just like
how the hell did that happen?
That's crazy because it could be a person you don't even like. Like you don't even like that person. You don't like their personality. You don't get along with that person. You don't really have much in common with that individual. There's no real connection, but you can be obsessed over somebody you don't even like. And that's the crazy thing, man, going against your free will. In that movie, listen, Nikki, the character Nikki, was obsessed with Bear and don't even like Bear. Looked at him like a little, not dislike him, but looked at him like a little brother before she had that spell put on him. Imagine somebody you're not even emotionally invested in, you're not really connected to like that, but nonetheless, for whatever reason, you can't control what, you can't go without them. They leave, or the thought of them leaving puts you in anxiety, makes you sick, makes you nervous, and you really don't even like the person. Everything they do is detrimental to you. Everything they do, the way they treat you, the lack of boundaries, lack of respect, like the disrespect, you don't even see it. Why? Because you are under a spell. You are under a spell and you can't even see it. You can't even see it until you snap out of it. That's the crazy thing. Like the way he's talking, he snapped out of it. He's like, hold on, like, what was controlling me? What was controlling me? Why would I be lined up to marry this woman who is wilding? Talking about she want him to die. Somehow I pray you die every day. Somebody saying, I hope, that's like somebody saying, I hope you die, but I want to, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I hope you die, but I want to be your wife. Why? So she can take everything that he has. That's all that is. That's the succubus Jezebel spirit. She want him to die. She's telling him, the spirit that's in her is telling him exactly what it wants. It wants him to die. It wants him to sign marriage papers so she can take everything from him. That's crazy as hell, y'all. But that's the product of witchcraft. That's the product of witchcraft. Somebody said, I seen my brother's face morph because she ignored him. Is real. Yeah, I mean, they'll and listen, witches love to operate with inconsistencies. They love to operate with inconsistencies. They love doing things like the silent treatment. You know, they love to listen. Witches and warlocks, they're master manipulators. They do everything to keep you off balance, distracted. They want you in a state of confusion at all times. That's witchcraft. That's manipulation. They want you in a state of confusion. So you can confuse that as love. It's not love. Your nervous system is trying to adjust. Your nervous system is looking for peace. They want you to find that their happiness is your peace. Appeasing them will give you peace. That's the type of manipulation they're trying to teach your mind. Chasing them, you know, giving your all to them will somehow give you peace. No, it won't. They're manipulating you. Let me tell y'all something. This love spell stuff is crazy. Look, in these relationships, brothers and sisters, it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be a balanced system. It's supposed to be getting along. It's not supposed to be anything outside of that. Yes, all relationships have issues, have problems, but it's not supposed to be somebody one-sided wanting to control everything. Now, of course, as a man, you're supposed to lead. You're supposed to lead as a man, but there's supposed to be give and take. It's supposed to be reciprocity. A lot of people that you meet out here nowadays, they got weird ass energy. They just want to control. They want to control everything you do. Listen, and some of these witches get mad when they can't control you. Let me see. Somebody said, let me see. Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. That's right. Somebody said Freudian slip. Did I make a Freudian slip? Anyway, let's continue.
I don't know. I don't have the
She
answer
put that
for that.
fire on you, boy.
Not even that, bro. I don't even know.
Now, this is a perfect example.
He said she put that fire on you, bro. No, it ain't just about intimacy. It ain't even about that. She put something else on you. The way he was talking, he was under a spell. But look, peep this.
Example of a crooked love spell going wrong. As a high priestess, a woman that has been practicing magic and casting spells for 27 years, baby, he had a crooked love spell on him. When he said, it's a few words that I listened to, I couldn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. I was crying, like I was emotional, like I had no control. And now he hates this girl. Baby, that's a love spell that backfired. Whoever did her work did not know what they were doing. And now her karma is being a single mother. Okay. Now her karma is you've got to raise this child on your own because you tried to infringe upon this man's free will. You can't tell me that that ain't a love spell.
But she a witch. But she says she been casting witch spells for all of this time. She says she a high priestess. But that's true what she's saying. That is the backfire. That is the backfire. Because eventually when you opposing on somebody's free will, when you doing manipulation and coercion to make somebody be away, first of all, you're not going to get them. You're not going to get the best version of them. You're going to get something else. Whatever their weaknesses are, you're going to get that. You're going to get something else controlling that person. And I can't believe that witches are okay with that. But that's what they okay, long as they can control. It's weak. Dason, thank you for the support, says that witchcraft getting you to pay. Let me see. That's witchcraft getting you to pay this spiritual debt or they spiritual debt. On top of that, that's why God said he gave a peace and sound mind. Right. But when that stuff backfire, it backfires. It backfires.
That backfired. When y'all do love spells, if you come to me for a love spell, I'ma always tell you I'll do it on you. Otherwise, if I do it on him, he may hate you or you may attract more women to him. And you don't want that. Say no to crooked love spells.
I don't know how to explain it.
All love spells are crooked. She talking about say no to crooked love spells.
These women are putting spells on these men, dog. They come in my inbox all the time, and if TikTok would allow me to post some of these doggone screenshots, man, I would. But when I post them, they always take down the video. So maybe I'll try to put them in the comments or something like that. But these women are putting spells on these men, dog. It does not matter that you're married. If that woman, that low vibrational, evil, psychotic, manipulative woman wants you, she will put spells on you, dog. You go to your social media, download pictures of you, got your name and all that, and do these spells to manifest you, man. We'll put separation spells on you and your wife, all of this crap. And then she finally gets you, man, and she think that she has the prize and things will go happily ever after for her. And then you tweak out because violence runs in your family. That man comes from a violent history. She didn't know that. That man comes from violence.
Yo, that's crazy right there. You hear what he just said? These women be doing this witchcraft and end up backfiring, not understanding that a man may come from a violent history. He may be a person that is trying to fight that generational curse of violence. And now that you've gained some type of control or manipulation over that person. Now that man ended up taking you out. That man ended up taking you out. It really backfired. Do you know how many men be like, men and women? It ain't just men. Men do this to women too. And these women will kill you, bro. You out here trying to practice manipulation and narcissism and witchcraft, and you putting sorcery and magic on this woman, or a woman doing it to a man, and that person kills you. They kill you. Poke you up 1,000 damn times. It's real. It is real, man. Stop playing with this stuff. It is dangerous stuff, y'all.
And he beat the fool out of her, or he kills her. And now it's all over the internet. You know, men is crazy. These men, you got to watch out. Nah, that woman put spells on that boy. And all the internet see is he cheated on his wife, and you got all these broken women saying these men ain't this and that. No. I will be the first one to tell you, these women are putting spells on these men. They are not innocent, shawty. I see it all the time. I tell y'all all the time.
And that's what they do. They play innocent. They play innocent, but on the low, the whole relationship was built on a spell or witchcraft or sorcery or magic. But then, I'm telling you, all you will see is the crash out. All you see is the dude crashing out outside, running around, losing his damn mind. You don't know why this person going crazy. You see that person tweaking outside in the middle of the night, walking with no shoes on. It's 5 degrees outside. He outside in the middle of the night with no shoes on, terrified, hearing voices, tweaking. Why? Witchcraft. And it'll be strong people doing this. It'll be strong. Listen, never underestimate the power of these witches and warlocks if you give them access. If you give them access, we can say no weapon formed against us will prosper. But if you give them access, meaning you give them your body, you give them your time, you give them your company, your energy, they can affect you. They can affect you. Let me see. Nia TV Lifestyle says, yeah, it happened to let me see, let's put this up here. She says, yeah, it happened to my youngest son, and he's still not mentally correct. Today, mentally correct today, and it's been about 10 years, and it came from an older female he was dealing with. Well, you know, I want everybody to have their prayers up for Nia TV's son, and you know, honestly, this is one of those streams that you can actually put him onto. You can learn from this. He doesn't have to stay in that vicious cycle. You know, some of the scriptures we went through, he can really meditate on that and truly break that stronghold. 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time. I'm telling you. But these things can have those type of effects.
Again, like I said, there were things that were being put in my food to try to make me forgetful because someone saw that I was going to school. They thought they were going to get a free education. By the way, there are people out there stealing degrees, all right, that are not qualified. Someone decided, well, since she was marked for death, what we decided to do, because when I say marked for death, not by God, but because they kept trying to sacrifice me. God did not allow that to happen, which is why I'm still here today. They decided, well, we're going to allow her to go to school, and while she's going to school, because she knows she's studious, right, she get A's and things of that nature, we're going to use her degree and give it to somebody else. So this is where we came into destiny swapping, where people were trying to swap out my destiny because, like I said, they figured out who I was by the grace of God, and they decided that they did not want me to have that destiny. So they keep trying to fight against it and then keep trying to instill fear in me so that I will stop pushing forward to whatever God tells me I'm supposed to be doing. Again, like I said, there were things that were being put in my food to try to make me forgetful.
And this is the thing, man. Witches are disgusting beings, bro. You can't trust them. You can't eat their food. They like to poison people. they literally can't be trusted. They just can't be trusted. You know, imagine being poisoned over time and not understanding what's going on. In fact, in the movie Obsession, the lady, the character Nikki, was feeding the man his dead cat, bro. She was feeding Bear his dead cat. And she was the one who had the spell put on her. But again, she was already into witchcraft. She was already into that lifestyle. They get off on that disgusting stuff, feeding somebody something. They love secrecy. So you'll be in a war that you don't even know exists. You thinking somebody's genuine and all of that kind of stuff. And no, they are opportunists. And you are in a war that you don't even know you're in when you're dealing with witches. And they poison. Their power is the secrecy. The unknown, what you don't know, what you don't see. They're very aware that you can't read their thoughts or read their mind. They're all about putting on a front, acting a certain way. But they rely on what you don't know. That's where their source of power comes from that. So if they can secretly put something in your food, that's an upper hand for them. I'm telling you. Look, let's go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 20. For ye suffer if a man bring you into bondage, if a man devour you, if a man take of you, if a man exalteth himself, if a man smite you on the face. See, what is Paul talking about right now? Abusive leadership. If somebody brings you into bondage, devours you, exalts himself, not the Most High, but exalts himself. That's talking about all forms of control. Many manipulators don't seek partnership in relationships. They don't seek partnership. They seek dominance. They want access without accountability. That's what they want. Dominance, access without accountability. Proverbs 26 and 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit within him. When he speak of fair, believe him not. Manipulators don't look dangerous. They come off looking charming. They use flattery, emotional appeal, false concern. And they really love false concern. I worried about you. Huh? I'm checking on you. No, you're monitoring that person. See, everybody who wants your attention, ladies and gentlemen, don't got love for you. There's monitoring spirits out there. Now, I'm not telling y'all to run around paranoid and have your eyebrow up at everybody who actually has genuine interest in you. Because a person who has genuine interest in you just going to be transparent. There's not going to be any mystery connected with it. It's not going to be any mystery. But a lot of the times, witches and warlocks, they're very manipulative. They're very calculated. You know, control rarely announces itself. It disguises itself as love.
If you find any of these outside the front of your house, it's probably witchcraft. Just a heads up, these are real photos, okay? So if you don't want to see photos of witchcraft, scroll on by. First of all, probably one of the most common is anything to do with animal bones or feathers, particularly if they are aligned in circles or hung on the door knocker. Very strategically placed, usually hexes, curses, quite nasty ones as well. Secondly, dolls. They can be heads of dolls or full dolls, homemade dolls, very strategically placed as well. They won't just be left there by a child, and they will have some kind of carving on them. maybe anointed with some form of witchcraft oil, and any other kind of representation on the doll that could actually look like yourself. For example, if they have your hair, they will probably tie your hair around the doll. So it's not just a child's dropped it, it's very intentional. Then you've got fruit, mostly lemons, sour fruits, with pins in it, nails in it, or if it's been split open, sometimes they will pop your name in the middle of it and push it back together and just throw it outside your house. Sour jars, hex jars, curse jars, whatever you want to call them, very, very common, and they are jars usually sealed with wax. They may have a sigil on the top of it, full of disgustingness. And if you see anything like this outside your front door, whether they've marked it with pen or maybe even carved it into trees, I've seen that as well, that's a placement sigil, that's a portal for a demon that they're trying to activate to attack you. Coffin nails, absolutely always to do with a hex. You don't just find these, you have to actually go out your way to get them. If they are found in clumps or in any other way, shape or form put outside your house, that's a hex, absolutely. Little bags like this, usually containing herbs, spices, things from the floor. I'm not going to go into detail, but yes, they are strategically placed and they are curses or hexes as well. If you are in witchcraft, new age, or you're just completely oblivious to any kind of spirituality, this will hit you like a brick wall. If you are covered in the blood of Jesus, if you are Christian and you're in active prayer life, this will not touch you. Either way, please try not to touch it when you dispose of it if you can help it. Prevention is better than cure. Do you know what I'm saying? And plus, you don't want to touch that. That's disgusting. Get rid of it, burn it, throw it out, and then you rebuke it in the name of Jesus. You bind up all forms of witchcraft, hexes, curses, and incantations attempted against you in the name of Jesus, and you burn it up in holy fire. Do not, under any circumstances, return this to sender physically or spiritually, because it will just be sent back again. Destroy it, burn it, and the only way to destroy things like this is Jesus, and that is coming from an ex-witch. There is no protection spell. There is no back and forth that's going to help you. This will continue to go until you shut the doors.
And she's on point. Now, this is a witch who's repented. A former witch who's repented. How do I know she repented? How do I know she repented? Because she said, turn to Christ. She didn't say, I can show you how to respond to their witchcraft. She didn't say, you got to return it to sender by, doing this type of spell or conducting this ritual. When they say turn to Christ, they understand that that's the only way that you can rebuke it. And I'm going to tell you, I found things outside around my home in different locations I've lived. Like, I know that there's covens that tried to come up against me plenty of times, bro, plenty of times, because they know the power that I have speaking against these witches. They know, and the power is coming from the Most High. But to be clear, they know the influence. And they try. Yeah, you don't got to touch it and physically burn it or none of that. I mean, you can throw it away, get rid of it, and just pray. Plead the blood over it. Look, Proverbs 29:5 says, a man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. Flattery is a form of witchcraft. Flattery can be used as a tool of manipulation. It's a net. It's a trap. Some people disguise their praise for you and value for you just to have influence over you. Are y'all hearing me? Some people will flatter you, praise you, only to have influence over you. That's why you can't be one of those people who get caught up in flattery. You got to know yourself, because when people speak highly of you, when they say you're so this and you're so that, if you care too much about that, then you're going to care. You're going to care when they start speaking low of you. And that's the type of witchcraft that they have. They speak highly of you so you can yearn for that positive affirmation from them. It's things you should be telling yourself. Things you should be telling yourself anyway. But now, if you're not getting it from them and they're speaking negative of you, you start believing that about yourself. No. Flattery. One moment.
These are some ways that you could tell if someone that you're living with has negative spirits or entities attached to them. If there's a sudden shift in who they are as a person, meaning they become negative, chaotic, argumentative, like destructive, there's a good chance that someone's attached to them. When they sleep, they will tell you about dreams of being chased by people, but also when they sleep, if you hear them sleep talking and they're always doing negative things like saying shut the fuck up and fuck you and just being nasty in their sleep talk, there's a good chance something negative is on them. From personal experience, in their sleep, they will grind their teeth. Now, this is something that they don't normally do and all of a sudden it's happening. I remember someone's teeth grinding so hard, I would go all the way to the living room and it would sound like nails on a chalkboard. You wonder how they woke up with teeth in their mouth in the morning. I remember one time coming home from work, right? And I was gone for like 5 hours, so the timing of this for me to hear it was definitely on time and me. And I walked in that house and I heard moaning, like something sexual going on in the room. So I get around the corner and on the way there I hear the words, Damien, be said. Let's be real. Back then I didn't know what I do now spiritually, but now I know that was an incubus or succubus demon on that person and they sleep. Now mind you, this is someone that I've slept around with for numerous years before this ever happened. And in this time period, a lot of stuff was going on and it happened more than once. So I mean, it's definitely a sign. These are some ways that you could tell if someone that you're living with has negative spirits or entities.
And he was on to something, man. Like they will become absolutely chaotic, destructive, belligerent, disrespectful, all of these things. If you're dealing with somebody who, and it'll be an instant shift in their behavior, an instant shift. Like, and it could be something that you got to pray off of them. It could be something that they need to be delivered from. You know? Listen, Galatians 5:1 says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. Let me explain something to you. The Most High's design is liberty. He wants us to be liberated, free. Manipulators hate freedom. They operate in bondage. You know why? Free people can say, no, I'm leaving. I disagree. That's not acceptable. Control requires dependency. Control requires dependency. Ezekiel 34:4 says, with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them. See, witches and warlocks believe in ruling with force and cruelty. Force and cruelty. And when these witches and warlocks don't get their ways, they become cruel. They become cruel. They'll say things that are cruel. They don't care if they hurt your feelings. They don't care about how you feel. This is a sign of witchcraft too. They become extremely cruel with their words. They'll say things to you that often are projections. They will demean you. They will degrade you. They will speak negative on you. This is what they do. But guess what? The Most High deals with corrupt shepherds of any sort. God condemns anybody in a leadership position who use force to rule all through the scriptures. So when somebody's forcibly trying to do anything, any relationship built on fear eventually becomes oppression. Any relationship built on anxiety, fear, when there's a real depravity of sincerity and just a genuine bond, when it's ruled off of fear, manipulation, coercion, chaos, animosity, tension, is witchcraft involved. Or something demonic is involved. Something demonic is involved. That's real talk. Y'all look at this craziness, y'all. We're going to put that on mute. Look at this. They putting names on the maxi pads. This is the things these witches are doing, y'all. Spraying a man cologne. Like, this is crazy. This are the type of things they doing. Real weird stuff.
This former witch says about the devil.
The trouble is, when you play with the devil, he doesn't play fair. He'll give you everything you want, all the drugs you want, all the women you want, all the promises, and all the power you want. And when he's done with you, he'll kick the legs out from under you. And that's why you hear rock stars sometimes say, I sold my soul to the devil. Because once you make that trade, he'll give you what you want. But people need to understand that the devil is not sharing his kingdom with anyone. And I was studying all this witchcraft. I thought everything was wonderful. The same spirits that gave me power began to turn on me. It was as if all of a sudden the same voices that would say, this man is committing adultery, or this woman steals at work, or this girl's going to get married last year, when I was reading cards, would now say to me, you should die. I would walk around with a gun in my mouth. I can remember the metal used to burn my tongue. I would just suck on a gun, waiting for the moment to stop this power that I had entered into, to stop the destruction of my mind.
God loves you, and he wants your soul to be with him in paradise. The Bible teaches, what will it profit a man to gain the whole wide world and lose his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? Commit your life to Christ today, that your soul may be with Christ in paradise. For more spiritual.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's wild. When the witchcraft backfires, we got to do a whole topic just showing you situations where witchcraft backfired, y'all. And the same power that she tapped into, that was telling secrets about other people, giving her the power to know what's going on with other people, their sins, their shortcomings, whatever warfare they're going through, she would know, oh, this person committing adultery, oh, this person battling with lust. The witchcraft would show her. She said those same voices reversed back to her and told her, you should die. Why? Because Satan want to see everybody destroyed. The only ones who are going to be saved who can break free from the demonic oppression. Those who believe that they're powerful in their witchcraft, in their sorcery. They believe that they are going to rule supremely with the devil. The devil is going to kick the legs right underneath you, send you to hell, torture you. Have y'all ever really seen an old witch? Have you ever seen an old witch? They're some of the most creepy, miserable, decrepit looking beings that roam the earth. They are absolutely putrid. Let me see. Denzin says sometimes it'd be a man in charge of, let me see here. Sometimes it'd be a man in charge of some wicked, selfish occult group, usually in big cities, is where they usually be. So sad how they befriend folks and plant seeds, all that goofy stuff in their head. Right. Yeah, they be, I'm telling you, it be actual covens of these entities, of these people. Actual covens.
You got to watch this.
So tell me, you say a lot of witchcraft in Africa. I was like, there's more witchcraft in America than anywhere in the world.
Really?
I'm serious. It's just packaged differently. It's packaged in a way that people have accepted it. People accept white witches. There's no such thing as a good witch. None. All witchcraft is bad. Anybody that is connecting with the devil, whether it's New Age, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's Church of Satan, Scientology, it's all the devil. If you open the door for the enemy to come in through whatever it is that we're doing, the attributes of the devil is to steal, to kill, to destroy homes, families, children, businesses, just everything. And you can see how much our society has gone to a place where it's just so dark and demonic. There are just two forces in the world, God and the devil. Human beings are in the greater balance of power in the universe. There's the power of God and there's the power of the devil. Human beings don't have power. We have authority. Let that sink in. We don't have power like the devil. We don't have power like God. We have authority. And if we give our authority to God, God intervenes in the world. If we give our authority to devil, the devil intervenes and messes up our world. So the reason why our world is so crazy is because human beings have failed to give their authority to God.
I understand. You got to watch this.
Man, that's real talk. And that's the thing. The devil come to steal, kill, and destroy. The devil wants to separate households. The devil wants to break apart families. When a person is dealing in witchcraft, it's going to end in a catastrophe because you're letting the devil in. That's the thing. It's so many people who are just letting the devil in. And they believe it's okay. They practice in these different spiritual practices outside of the will of the Father. And then they wondering why they can't get no luck, why they can't have healthy relationships, why they're not really finding happiness. Witches are not happy people, y'all. I don't care how witches or warlocks or wizards, I don't care how much aurora it may look like they have, they're not happy. Because nothing they have is genuine. None of it is genuine. They are relegated to misery. They're some of the most unfulfilled individuals walking this earth. Why? Because they let the devil in. They let the devil in. Like, don't be one of them people that let the devil in. I know there's a lot of different creators, quote unquote creators, that's out there that's into the tarot card and what the cards are saying, and magic and witchcraft and spell work and rituals and manifestations. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, those people are going to hell. I don't know how else to put it. If they don't repent, that's where they're going. The Most High looks at that as an abomination.
The word voodoo, when the public hear this word or they say it, what do they usually get wrong?
That it's all about evil and revenge. We don't even have like a Satan type thing. That has nothing to do with voodoo. It's a religion of enslaved people. It's a religion of oppressed people.
If someone is going through real life trauma, I don't think people realize that voodoo was used to put an end to that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Like if I
Does this lady look like she put an end to her trauma in life? Just look how dark it is around her eyes. Just look at her aura, her presence. You know, and this is the thing, like that voodoo root work and all of that. They're trying to tell us that that is our religion of our ancestors, right? That this is what we did in slavery. Is there some truth to that? Did our ancestors practice these works, these rituals? Yes. Does that make it right? No, it doesn't. Just because historically people was doing spells and doing roots, does that make it righteous? God forbid. Absolutely not. And they did it to what? Reverence the ancestors, right? She looks very angry and unhealthy. This woman looks like
being lynched,
like look
and my kids are being stolen, of course.
Just look at the eyes. The eyes don't lie. Just look at me freezing. Let's look at me freezing her. Look at the entities on her. There's no light in her eyes. You can't tell me this person rests at night. I can see those demons on her 4K. I see a sick person right here. And it's only a matter of time before all the witches start having the same look. You know, the Kardashians, they did witchcraft to have beauty for a long time, but it doesn't even matter. A person can be beautiful on the outside, but they have a dark aura. And once you see the aura, it's going to kill all the beauty. You like, you know what? This person's energy is dark as hell. Their aura is dark. Yeah, this woman does look like she's decaying, but she's sitting up there trying to tell you that voodoo is used to break free from trauma. You look traumatized, lady.
Of course, I'm going to have spells that are designed to take somebody out.
She said, of course, she's going to have spells to take somebody out. Like they were taking the slave masters out with doing voodoo. Listen, yes, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. Did they do spells to combat slavery to some regard? Yes, they did. Did it work overall? Hell no. We still in bondage. Did they do it? Yes. Did it work in some instances? Probably. I don't know. I wasn't there. Are we still in captivity? Yes.
Clearly, human sacrifice does bring dark power to the people who commit it.
Yes, they weren't doing this stuff because it didn't work. Right? They were having some kind of experience. Something was happening there.
So witchcraft is real.
Yeah. When you read just purely pagan sources, they're kind of honest about it. In Plato's dialogue, Socrates talks about how he has this demon, this spirit that dwells within him and whispers wisdom to his soul.
Certainly in Haiti, like there's human sacrifice. It's denied in the United States media for whatever reason, but talk to any Haitian about it.
It happens.
It's the center of the religion. But the point of it is not just to kill kids for its own sake. The point of it is to receive spiritual power.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Bible tells us in Matthew 20 and 25, the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, but it shall not be so among you. See, Christ specifically condemned leadership through domination. The kingdom motto is influence through service, not control, not intimidation, not coercion. James 3:16 says, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. Oh man, this scripture right here is a bar. Where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. So guess what? When somebody's showing certain behavior patterns like jealousy, possessiveness, fear of loss, you know, the person becomes so afraid of losing someone, they attempt to do what? Control them. This ties directly into that movie Obsession, where envy and strife is confusion of every evil work. A person who is envious, jealous, that's going to lead them into every evil work. Every evil work. 1 Peter 5:2. Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock. God warns leaders not to act like dictators. Lead by example, not by force, not by manipulation, but truth, honesty. Proverbs 14:30. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. See, let me explain what obsession is when somebody becomes obsessed with a person. Let me explain the emotions behind that, what that is about. Obsession starts with envy. Envy becomes possessiveness. Possessiveness becomes control. Control becomes bondage. 2 Timothy 3:1, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, having a form of godliness, which creep into houses and lead captive. Selfishness starts to subvert households. Selfishness, greed, envy, jealousy subverts households.
And if you don't want these women, leave them alone. Let me tell you why. Because you have the woman that you really love in the crossfire. I seen this post where this lady said, "Oh, you think you gonna take my man? You just gonna take my man? No, you not. Because I'm gonna put a spell on him. I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna put a spell on y'all." She said something to that effect. Do you know that a woman knows when your heart is truly in another place? She can truly desire you. So when you go over there telling her, "Yeah, I want you bad, I'm good, and da-da-da, and I'm done with that," this lady really knows where your heart at, that you really love that other woman. But they'll go to people and go to doctors and witch doctors and create and conjure this witchcraft. Now the lady that you really love has nothing to do with it, knows nothing about it, and you have her caught in the crossfire. Now what if she don't really know God and have, that protection around her?
Now you see why witchcraft is so dangerous. And also, this is the reason why women supposed to practice polygyny. A man's heart can be on more than one woman. Let's stop the BS. It is 2026. Everybody out here having freak offs, threesomes, orgies. Everybody out here freaking off, having, everybody practicing polygamy and every damn thing else under the book. But women want to be jealous of a man having another wife. It's stupid. It's dumb. And the Bible does not prohibit a man having more than one wife. So let's cut the nonsense. I don't even talk about that no more because it's so dumb and trivial to even address it. A man is not a woman. A man is going to naturally desire more than one woman. So that's number one. Number two, what she's talking about is real. A woman to know that a man has feelings for another woman, and she would try to do witchcraft on that man and put that woman in danger too. This is why witchcraft is so dangerous. How can you know a man's heart is somewhere, but you try to manipulate his free will, how he feels? Yep. Straight up.
Now she flipping out, she going all crazy. She like, what's going on? All because another woman is all because another woman is envious and she's jealous. Because she's where it's at. And
now, when I say polygamy, the difference between polygamy and polygyny is polygamy tends to be everybody doing everything. They call it poly, where the men, dealing with multiple women, the women are dealing with each other. They bring in people from the outside. It's just the world more so will lean towards that, but they don't lean towards a man having more than one wife, even though it's biblical. Why? Because everything is out of order. So that's what I'm saying. Polygyny is fine. A man having more than one wife or wives, concubines, whatever. A man having more than one woman. I don't even like the titles. Men have women. Men having more than one woman, it is what it is. If a woman can't get with that, she can get to stepping. It is what it is. But the point is, you have some of these witches, as this woman is what she's talking about right now, as a man wanting another woman and a woman doing witchcraft because he want to be with that other woman. Or women. No, that's going against somebody's free will. That's being possessive. As a woman, you don't own no man. Unless that's y'all's agreement. Unless y'all agreement is that he going to be just with you or whatever the case is. If that's y'all's agreement, that's y'all's agreement. But you can't possess no man. You can't use manipulation, coercion, witchcraft, all of these things to try to make somebody something they're not. You shouldn't even be interested in a person who has more than who desires more than one woman. And fellas, you just got to be honest. If you're a man who desires more than one woman, tell women that. Give them the opportunity to choose. So there's no confusion. Let these women know, hey, I'm not a one-woman man. I want more than one. Simple as that. It's really that simple. It's 2026. Let's stop playing with people. Because that would be a form of witchcraft too, fellas. If you love bombing a woman, yeah, baby, you all I ever need, you all a woman I ever want, and whoop-de-woo, and you sitting there lying, knowing damn well you want more than one woman, knowing damn well that if you see something nice out and about, you're gonna spit your game, get her number, and chop it up and see where it goes. If you know that's who you are, keep it a buck. Either she gonna respect it or reject it. Just keep it up. Just keep it 1,000. That's it. You don't want to be manipulating nobody. Just keep it 100.
And that's where his heart really is. But she wants his heart. Y'all cannot have women caught up in the crossfire. This is a dangerous world out here. It's not how it was before. Just let her have them. Let them be. These women want.
Some lady in the chat says you lost me on that one. I don't care. If I lost you, then, you ain't going to be found. I'm not trying to find you. I'm not here to stroke your emotions and what you desire in your life. I'm talking about men being honest about who they are. And polygyny is biblical. So I don't know how I lost you, but I'm not trying to find you. If you don't relate and don't connect to what I'm saying, then it is what it is. Straight up. Because some of y'all be having this false sense of control, like we care about what you think. We don't care. All I'm talking about is a man being honest so women can have a choice. That's it. If honesty loses you, then you at the wrong place. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you how it is in the world today. You know what I'm saying? You lost me with that one. So, what's she talking about? I lost her. It's the truth. Let's go. Hey, look, I mean, one of y'all over here on Nubreed Global Truth, we be truth maxing. Y'all know this maxing thing is going everywhere. Everybody be talking about health maxing and protein. Man, we truth maxing over here. We don't care about what you think. No one cares. I don't care if I lost you, me telling you the truth. I'm a grown man, bro. I've been around a long time. Anyway, let's go.
Vengeance. Baby, if you got to go to the witch doctor and the root lady and all that to have him. But what they don't tell you is it backfires. Eventually it backfires. And that's what they don't tell you. And it ain't no telling who will hit you, your children, anybody. But they don't care. They just want the man so bad. Baby, you can have him and his troubles and his problems. Just don't bother me. I don't give a damn. Don't bother me. You can have him. I promise you that. And if you don't want these women, leave them alone. Let me tell you why. Because you have.
I mean, she shouldn't take that stance, because if you're interested in that man want to be with you, and you worried about his girl or ex or whatever trying to do witchcraft, then you the scary type. That's how I look at it. You the scary type. Like, look, you listen. Y'all have authority. If y'all's bond is real, if y'all bond is ordained by the Most High, you got authority over a witch. It's like she's saying she'll pass up on the dude that she's probably interested in because she's worried about an ex doing witchcraft on her. That's what I just got from what she just said. Am I tripping, or is that what she said? Talking about you can have them? No, look, if what y'all got is authentic, love kills any spells and witchcraft. Witches don't have power like that. A lot of witches don't even listen. A lot of witches are not even successful in life. They're just not. They be sitting around being weird as hell, doing spells, being weird, and they still be dusty. Let's just keep it 1,000. A lot of witches be dusty. They don't be blessed. They be all unkept, but they damn sure be reading their damn tarot cards. They damn sure be having crystals. They damn sure be having manifestation journals, but they be dusty. A great deal of them. They can't even get themselves up out of obscurity. They can't even manifest no success in their life. And you worried about them doing something to you. Man, we're not worried. Listen, you ain't supposed to be worried about no witches. You interested in that man, be with that man. That's why you got to have Christ. Yeah, a lot of witches be weird with no type of ambition whatsoever, but to find their next narcissistic supply to feed off of. That's what their life consists of. Torturing a next damn victim. That's what witches do. That's what warlocks and wizards do. Find a target and torture their victims.
Do you regard black magic as being purely fictitious, or is there some truth in it?
Some truth. 100% truth. There is nothing fictitious about black magic, in any way whatever. It is a fact. It is a fact which has existed for several.
Somebody said, how many wives do you have, Nubreed? I have as many women as I want. Hope that answers your question. I have as many women as I want and desire. Simple as that. Let's go.
1,000 years. I mean, when we talk about black magic, we are talking about Satanism, necromancy, alchemy, witchcraft, the worship of Satan, the worship of dark forces, whether it's voodoo, juju, whether it's something practiced in the Western world or the Eastern world, whether it's easily defined or not easily defined, the order of the left-hand path, the following of this, the following of that. It is basically the worship of the force of evil as embodied by Satan, Lucifer, the princes of darkness and their legions and so on. In a very simple sense, of course, it goes much more deeply than that. It is a fact. It is a desperately dangerous fact. It does exist. It exists around us today. Satanic ceremonies will be happening in Britain tonight. Very definitely. Ask any priest, ask any member of the forces of law and order, and they will tell you that Satanism as such, it's there, and it has been for thousands of years. Man has worshipped the devil longer than he has worshipped perhaps an established religious figure.
Do you regard black magic as being purely fictitious, or is there...
It's all of the witchcraft roots to Satanism. That's all it is. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all why I answered that question like that. Because really, I don't put my personal business online. It's nobody's business. So I just answered it in a way where it's like, it don't matter. So just to be clear, that's why I answered that person that way. My personal life, it should not matter. I'm over here bringing y'all truth, edification. Don't matter. I'm not bringing my family online. I don't do that. I don't bring the women in my life online. I don't do any of that. Everything is private. Everything is personal. And I like to keep it that way. Know what I'm saying? I like to keep it that way. And that's and to me, that's the best way to get on social media. Get everybody out your business. Doesn't matter, because that's not what I'm on here for anyway. I would like to protect anybody that I'm dealing with from social media, because I've been on social media so long. I don't even really want, listen, I don't even want all of that public stuff. I don't desire that. That's just how I feel. Somebody said this is a sensitive topic for women. Sadly, they have been programmed. Yeah, the Western world. But they can feel how they want to feel, you know. But that's why I answered that question that way. Because as a man, you can have as many women as you want. And long as you know what I'm saying, it's a righteous covenant or whatever the case is. As long as it's an agreement. But other than that, I keep my personal life personal. They ain't really nobody's business. Somebody says, let me see. Somebody said multiple wives and everybody full of diseases. Do people have multiple wives now out in the world? And does diseases exist? You see this comment right here? That's an idiotic comment, because there's diseases in the world and nobody's practicing polygyny. There's all kinds of diseases. People are dropping like flies And they're not practicing polygyny, but they're practicing what? Dating culture. So miss me with that nonsense. There's diseases spreading in one night stands and dating culture, not people having practiced polygynous unions. In Africa over there, there's men with 8, 9, 10 wives. Ain't nobody got no damn diseases. Your mind is backwards. You're more liable to catch a disease sleeping with a man because he bought your ass some dinner, and then go and sleep with the next man that bought you some dinner. You're more likely to catch a disease doing that. So you don't even make sense. You can be with one person and catch diseases. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's continue. Let's go.
If you feel drawn to witchcraft, know that your ancestors have chosen you as the woman to bring magic back into the family, okay? It could have been generations and generations ago when there were actually witches in your family, and for generations...
You look bugged the hell out. You can't tell me, and it'd be the ones with the pretty faces that be tweaked out of their mind. Shorty look too...
People just stop practicing, but all...
It's the eyes, yo. Shorty's tweaked out. And see, this is the type of material that be going viral. This is the type of material that a lot of these witches be gravitating towards. This right here. She trying to lure all these young ladies into witchcraft. If you're naturally drawn to witchcraft, just look at her. Like she done did 4 lines.
All of a sudden now you have an interest in it. You don't have anybody to ask. There's no guidance. There's no elders. There's no nothing. You just have this knowing that this is something that you're supposed to be doing. Just go ahead and do it. There are not enough signs and synchronicities in the world to confirm your own inner knowing, babe, okay? If you are ready to finally bring the magic back into the family, babe, comment witch and I'll send you the link to get started.
Man, it's a brave world we in, man. I'm telling you, these witches are out here. And y'all brothers, you got to look past the looks. You got to look past the looks. You got to pay attention to their aura. Man, I'm telling you. That's crazy stuff right there. Hold on, let's go to the next one.
Bro, I got a crazy story for you. But we have a friend was traveling somewhere on an airplane. She sat by this woman. This woman's not eating. Yeah. So she was asking, like, are you fasting? And the woman was like, yeah, I'm fasting. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, that's wild. Like, are you a believer? And she was like, no. And she was like, why are you fasting then? She says, I'm a witch. And then she was like, yeah, I'm on my way to like a convention. We're all fasting in anticipation for this convention so that we can get spiritual power to curse pastors' kids.
What?
That is what this witch told her on the airplane. Fasting so we can get power in the spirit to curse pastors' children.
Interesting.
And I just think, man, Beth and I heard that story. I'm going to cry right now. How sad is it that witches and warlocks are out consecrating us, but they're consecrated unto Satan. They're willing to push the plate aside. They're willing to abstain. They're willing to not just push porn aside. They're willing to push pancakes aside.
Yeah.
And say, no, I'm going to not do this so I can get power in the spirit, so I can do this nefarious, evil thing and try to perpetuate the plans of darkness. But the church is over here fat, out of shape, won't do anything, won't pray, won't fast. And Beth and I heard that and we made a decision. We are going in to an extended season prayer and fasting. We can't hear that and like be like, oh, dang it. Like, we've got to do something. Bro, I got to.
Yo, that's real talk right there. That's real talk. Witches be fasting. Warlocks be fasting. Like, don't get it twisted. We got to tap in. We got to fast. We got to pray. They believe on their God, the devil. They believe on their God, the devil. And they put in work to try to get power over people. And we gotta be locked in. Meanwhile, up in the churches, they eating pork chops, they eating shrimp, crab, lobster, All the things the Most High calls abominable in the scriptures. Meanwhile, the witches, they fasting. They're following some of the biblical laws to a degree because they know it's power in it. They know that it's power. While we corrupt our temples, that's how they gain access. And that's how they can be accusers of the brethren as well. See, witchcraft can gain power over you when you're in sin. And there's been times in our lives we all have been in some level of sin, spiritual deficiencies, immorality, doing things we should not be doing. And guess what? A witch can get power over you. She can actually go to the Most High. What do I mean by she can go to the Most High? Just like Satan went to the Most High and say, look, your servant is slipping. Give me power over him. Look, your servant is not walking the righteous path. They're doing evil. Give me power over them so I can control them, so I can lead them. Let me have them. Let me get their souls. I'm telling you. Let me see. Somebody says, Amule, she says, let's see. She says, what you're supposed to be fixated on is your mission from God, not on a man. If you do all that will create is stalking, fighting, anger, jealousy, love vibrations, just focus on family building. That's right. Hey, that go to the scriptures that a wicked woman teareth her house down. A wicked woman plucketh her house down. A righteous woman buildeth her house up. But if you focus on fighting, anger, jealousy, all of these things, you're going to tear things apart. Listen, I'm telling you. Let me explain this, and shout out to Born Row, because Born Row, this comment remind me of something that Born Row put out. Shout out to the brother. He put out a video where he was talking about how women are supposed to literally let a man lead them. Even if a man has indeficiencies, problems, issues, she has to learn how to, because everybody does. Let's be clear. No man is perfect. Nobody is perfect. But the point is, she has to learn how to surrender. Because if he ain't doing right, the Most High is going to deal with him. The Most High is going to deal with him if he's not doing right. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a wife, you're not getting caught up in jealousy. You're not getting caught up in nonsense, anger, envy, fighting, trying to gain control and leverage. Then I'm going to tell you right now, the Most High is going to protect you. If you focus on just being a woman, and you're going to cost yourself a whole lot less stress, a whole lot less pain, anxiety. Listen, as a woman, you're not designed to be trying to control and manipulate no man. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to destroy yourself doing it because that is not your position. You're taking a masculine posture. If a man has to tell you something and he's always met with resistance, a rebuttal, all of those kind of things, you're fighting against the grain. You're going against your will. And you're just troubling your own spirit. Let me see. Brother at Pa says, exactly, Breed. It's about the man. I don't think they understand. Y'all created the woman too. So he won't allow any man to just walk all over them because he wants to. He gives us what we deserve. Exactly. That part. He gives us exactly what we deserve. And a lot of the times relationships are supposed to really challenge you as a person. And I think that nowadays, a lot of people lack the emotional control that they should have over themselves. because people be thinking they deserve more than what they got. And the truth is, if you deserve more than what you got, you wouldn't be in the situation you in. That's just what it is. And see, these are the harsh realities that people got to come across. This is a harsh reality. Some people watching are going to be upset after this stream. I don't care. It's the truth. Let me see. It says, Pa again says, if you're a righteous woman dealing with a treacherous man, the Most High will slide for you. We all lost our roles a long time ago. Key word is all. It's tough. Exactly. But what happens when you dealing with a treacherous man and you try to get more treacherous? Then you just caused yourself more problems. What happens when you dealing and see, I'm putting that out there because, ladies, this will save you a lot of problems. In the moment you start losing respect for a man, just leave. That's a golden rule, ladies. Don't cuss. Don't fuss. Don't fight. Listen, if you have it in you to name call that man, disrespect that man, then you don't need to be with it. You should leave. How many ladies can agree that should be a golden rule? If you don't respect them, don't be with them. Leave. Don't battle for control. That's where you're gonna be outside the will of the Father. Because some of these men are warlocks. Some of these men are wizards. Some of these men are evil and diabolical and they treacherous. And some men just have their issues. They have their faults, they have their flaws, they have things they need to work on. Some men have their issues, but they're striving to be better. There's some men out there, they will be one way with one woman and a whole nother way with another woman. Why? Because that woman brought the best out of them. It's a woman that can bring a best out of a man, and there's a woman that can bring the worst out of a man. Y'all ladies would be surprised how much encouragement goes to a man who's actually seeking the Most High with his own heart, even with his flaws and all. You would be surprised. Listen, I knew brothers that was addicted to crack cocaine. Addicted to crack cocaine. And I'm not going to tell the brother's name. The brother got with his current wife right now. She got him off all of it. She got him off crack cocaine. I mean, of course, with the will of the Father. You know, the woman of the Most High would not give up on this man. Spoke life into him. Held his hand when he was going through withdrawals. The cold sweats, hospitalized him, stayed by this man's side, and said, no, you're going to be delivered from this. You're not going to let your shortcomings claim your life. That's love. That man is doing good. That man is doing good. But guess what? Before that, he was running the streets, doing whatever. So the point I'm making is one woman can have a man who's problematic, has his issues, and she can make him worse. And then you have a woman that can make a man better. Listen, I'm going to tell you, brothers, women know the power they have. They know the power they have to build up or break down. When they choose to destroy, they make that choice because that's what they want to do. I'm telling you. We just going to chop it up now, y'all. We've been cooking tonight. We had some issues earlier in the stream. I don't know. The devil was trying to stop this work. But we got the truth out anyway. But yeah, that's the golden rule. If you don't respect a man, leave him. It is what it is. Somebody says, just do y'all know men cheat and they lie. They'll do it while you trust them. Just do y'all know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how to read that. All right, it says, when Jacob was treating Rachel wrong, the Most High dealt with him and caused Leah's womb to be barren. Exactly. That's the thing. When you're in your feminine, the man is going to be dealt with. But when you on some masculine energy, coercion, manipulation, control tactics, when you are being vindictive, you're doing things to create vengeance. You're gaslighting. You're doing all these manipulative things, right? That's witchcraft. That's you going outside of the control system of the Most High. You're not allowing that man to be held accountable for his actions. You're instead taking it into your own hands. And when you start to do that, it's going to be problematic. You're going to have issues. And that is witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Pa says, I try to be extremely careful when mentioning this, but Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, but he received Leah instead. We have to read, man. Just read. Thank you, Bree. Started watching you in 2022. That's what's up, bro. Golden Sea says, how do you deal with a man who is a warlock? Well, if the relationship is like an intimate relationship, such as a marriage or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you call it, you know, the thing is, if a woman ends up with a witch a warlock or a wizard, you know, you have to ask yourself, first of all, the accountability got to be there. How did you end up with this person who's a warlock? You know what I mean? How did you get there? And the reason I proposed that before I answer the question is because women are gatekeepers. Women, they give their bodies, you know, men ain't supposed to just go in forcibly. Women open the gates. So what was it that attracted that woman to a warlock? So first the inner work has to be done. And I could say the same thing for men too. So don't get it twisted. The only difference is women are the gatekeepers. But the first thing would be doing the inner work. And I would say that there should be an attempt. There should be an attempt to give that man the truth. It should be an attempt to give that man the truth. But guess what? If he still want to be a warlock, if he still want to do his black magic or whatever warlocks do, I don't even know what warlocks do exactly, other than just the same thing witches do. You make that attempt, but afterwards, I would say that you're unequally yoked. And when I say make an attempt to give him the truth, it's not just quoting some scriptures. It's not just sending him a video. It is more so, the scriptures say you win a man over through chaste conversation, how you carry yourself. If that man can see that there's a change in you and he's gravitating towards it, he wants to learn more. He's putting away those things, or he decides he's just going to put it away. Then you can stay with that man. If not, I'm going to tell you the relationship going to end anyway, because light and dark can't stick together. It's going to end anyway. If you end up getting closer to the Most High and you are actually leading by example, you're not going at this man. Yeah, you're not going at this man the wrong way. Yeah, he must want to change. That's true. But if you are doing what you're supposed to do as a woman, then, you know, I'm going to tell you, and if he don't want to change, it's going to end anyway. The Most High going to end that. The Most High is going to find a way. He's going to protect his own. Because if you in the truth and he a warlock, y'all enemies. You know what I'm saying? At that point, y'all enemies. Anybody in truth who rocking with the Most High, who dealing with a witch or a warlock, you are dealing with an enemy. The Most High got to protect you from that person, because it's either going to be them or it's going to be you. That's how it's going to end. It's either going to be them or it's going to be you. Yep. Somebody says witches and warlocks work evil against you. Yep. Somebody said there's no mistaking that inner knowing you get. Right, right. Yep, yep. Somebody says the men in a woman's family are supposed to protect them from other men. Yes, that's true. Yep, that's real talk, Tania. She says, I truly feel this, ladies. Live your life. You'll know when you come across a solid man of God. Exactly. You'll know. And notice she didn't say a perfect man. Notice she didn't say a man without flaws. She said a solid man of God. Because sometimes in the religious spaces, people have unrealistic expectations for people. It's unrealistic. Brenda says Jezebel can be a man or a woman. Well, Jezebel was a woman. Now, the spirit that operated in Jezebel can operate in a man too. So that would be the proper framing of that. Jezebel was an actual person, but there was a certain spirit that operated in her that can operate in men as well. There was one video I was looking at that talks about how gossip is witchcraft too. I wonder where that video. Let me see if I can find that video. There's actually a couple more videos I can react to too, if y'all down for it. Cause ex-witch leaves a cult for Christ. Let me see what she.
You talked about gossip being a form of.
This is it. Gossip being a form of witchcraft. I found this interesting.
Witchcraft.
It is. Yeah.
I never heard anything like that, so I'm gonna let you jump in on that.
Who in the Bible is the accuser, Ezekiel? Who do we know to be the accuser? Satan
himself.
Satan is the accuser. Now, yes, we are to correct each other. But the Bible also says, Matthew 18, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not completely scrubbed up on my Bible knowledge yet. I'm getting there. But there is a scripture that says, if your brother sins against you, you go to him in person.
That's it.
Now, how the enemy has managed to twist all of this is gossip is murder in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You are murdering someone's reputation. Mm-hmm. You are murdering them by cursing them, speaking down on them, speaking curses on their life. And I'll tell you why it's witchcraft, and a lot of you ain't going to want to hear this. You are trying to distort the way somebody else sees a person because of what you want it to look like. Period. You are talking that way about that person, because I can guarantee when you're talking about someone, you're not talking about the good things they've done for you as well. You're only talking about that bad thing they did. You are trying to distort the image of that person. And who does that? Satan.
You talked about gossip being a form of witchcraft.
That is real. That's 100%. Because Satan is an accuser of the brethren. Satan doesn't mind putting a false report out there. Satan doesn't mind operating in a vein of speculation if it can coerce others to think negative about you. There's some of you brothers and sisters watching right now who've had whole groups of people gossiping on you, doing witchcraft, trying to sully your name and all of that. And she said something very, very precise. She said something very precise right now. She said that it's a form of dang, I just got a brain cramp for a second. She said It's a form of witchcraft because it's spiritual murder. It's spiritual murder. That's what she called it. And that's what it is. Spiritual murder. When you can make somebody think the worst of a person, they never bring up what you did for them. They never brought up how you were giving, compassionate towards them. They never tell you how supportive you are towards them. It's always your shortcomings and indeficiencies. It's always, character assassination. I'm telling you, that's what they do. Yeah, gossip is known as being a talebearer. Talebearing is witchcraft. There's a lot of witches and warlocks in our communities, online, all over the place, and they just make up things. Or they'll speculate something and they'll run away with it and believe it to be true. And they'll teach others that it's true. And my advice to that is just don't respond to stuff like that, brothers and sisters. I know it's easy to find a need to want to defend yourself. You want to defend yourself, your reputation, that ain't up to you. Let the Most High deal with that. Unless it's something that's endangering your life, you don't need to do anything. That's right. Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. That's 100. That's 100. Yeah, gossip definitely is witchcraft. No doubt about that. Let me see. Did I react to all of these? I think I did. But that movie, man, it was crazy, y'all. That movie was crazy. That damn Obsession film. If you're not a horror movie person, me personally, I be watching this stuff just for research and all sense and purposes research. I don't really recommend you watch this stuff, man. I don't think you know what I'm saying? I do this for my research, to be able to put out my message, to see what people are into. But these movies have a lot of crazy stuff going on. But
I want to check in with the.
But I'm gonna get some of the other reviews that people were saying on the movie. Obsession.
Gentlemen here, are we okay? Like, gentlemen, genuinely, are we okay? Because Obsession might be the strongest argument for the men ain't shit campaign. And after watching Bear, I'm finding it hard to argue against it. Now, look, most of us are not Bear, I hope. But if you
see Bear's character, I got to kind of talk about this. Bear's character was very naive. He was very naive to what he was actually doing. But he wanted this woman so much that he tried to ignore a lot of red flags. After he put this spell on her, he tried to ignore the red. Ain't that the thing? That's crazy. Somebody will put a spell on you. And then, and this is just the thing. They'll put a spell on somebody, not you. They'll put a spell on someone. And then when that person starts tweaking out, they're in disbelief. Part of them feel empowered that they were actually able to do something over you and it worked. And the other part is in denial, thinking that, no, this is just the way things are. They just this way. So you can see Bear go through this whole range of emotions, but nonetheless, he still, and it shows you that a lot of men be desperate for love, bro. I'm just going to tell you, man, listen, in this time, brothers, like, women can smell desperation all over you. Like, you can't be desperate for love. Like, at the end of the day, like the scriptures tell you, like, Who can find a virtuous woman? Her worth is more than rubies, diamonds, and all of that. Look, stop looking. Just be. Just be in a state of being, man. And whatever woman is meant for you will be there while you're doing the work, while you're bettering yourself. But don't be out here desperate for love, because that's what I got from Bear. He was desperate for this woman to love him. So once he had her, even though she was tweaking, wilding, she was terrifying him. He's like, I'm scared. There was one scene, he was like, yo, you're scaring me. He was like, yo, you are scaring me. And, you know, he still nonetheless still tried to love her. Hid her away from everybody, telling all the friends, oh no, our relationship is fine. No, everything is good. No, you know, she's just under a lot of stress. We love each other. He went through that whole denial, boy. He wanted to keep the love of his life so bad, it wasn't even her no more. When he put that spell on that girl, it wasn't her no more. But he's telling the friends, oh, we good. Meanwhile, when he go home, he's terrified. He don't know what she gonna do next. She moving all unnatural. She walking around his apartment or house, popping up out of nowhere. That's scary. She just popping up in rooms she ain't supposed to be in. I mean, the movie's a damn cliffhanger. I ain't lying, boy. When it come to jump scares, the first jump scare of the film, it damn near it caught you, it catch you off guard, boy. I ain't gonna tell y'all, if you go see it, I ain't gonna tell you what part the first jump scare is, but it catch you off guard. It really do. But yeah, Bear was just like tweaking, man. I ain't lying. He tried, but that damn witchcraft got out of his hands. He know what he was doing. That's why you stay away from this stuff.
I want to check in with the gentleman here. Are we okay? Like, gentlemen, genuinely, are we okay? Because obsession might be the strongest argument for the men ain't shit campaign. And after watching Bear, I'm finding it hard to argue against it. Now, look, most of us are not Bear. I hope. But if you watch this movie and you said to yourself, you know, I've had some one or two Bear level like decisions that I've made in my life, consider this your check engine light. We gotta leave the Bear tendencies at the door. The goal isn't to be better than Bear. Being better than Bear is the bare minimum. And if you watch this movie and realize that you are Bear, brother, seek some help.
No bull. I think that message he just gave is real. I think a lot of men are Bear. And respectfully, I'm not disrespecting my brothers. Hey, look, we went in on the women, brothers. I think that out of desperation, a lot of men, not only men tolerate a lot. Men tolerate too much, man. Men tolerate anything just to have a love they can say is their own. And it ain't even love. It ain't love. It's just this idea you have. This idea you have of a woman that is there for you, loves you. And it's this ideal you have. And you want it so bad, you would tolerate anything to get it. That's what I get from a lot of people that will probably relate to this character. Yeah, the incel type of thing. It's an incel type of thing. And I wouldn't say that he was an incel. He was just awkward. He was like socially awkward, kind of sort of introverted. And you know, it is what it is. That spirit was on him. And then he was oblivious. He was very naive. And I'm gonna tell you, it's better that's true, Golden Sea. It's hard for men to let go. And I think that's what it is. Because I'm telling you right now, the way she was acting, even though he did the spell. Yo, she should have been 5150 in the first 40 minutes of the movie. There's no way. Hell no. And especially them white guys, they'll put your ass in a psych ward in a hot second. Like, hold on now, you need a 72-hour hold. They need to evaluate you. All right, Nikki. You should have been one of those white guys. All right, Nikki. I think it's about time we get you set up somewhere. But I'm telling you, man. But he tried to put up with it. Number one, because he the one did the spell. He didn't know it was going to work. At least that's how they depicted it. Like when he did it, he's like, "Oh, this thing is some BS." Until it worked. Until it worked.
Not the self-diagnosed kind after staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. Seek some professional help. Because if we're ever going to beat the men ain't shit allegations, we all got to do our part. I want to check in with the gentleman here.
Yeah, Bear was tweaking, man.
Obsession director Curry Barker just revealed what happens to Nikki after the movie ends, and it's beyond tragic. Look, it's an obsession world, and we're just living in it. The $750,000 indie horror film continues to be an unprecedented box office phenomenon. It's currently at $230 million worldwide, and it just added another $4.1 million on Monday, returning to number one for the day in its fourth week in theaters. Part of Obsession's power is its relatable and darkly affecting story.
Yeah, I mean, listen. This movie, if you got like a toxic ex, it's gonna remind you of your toxic ex. You know what I'm saying? This movie has an appeal. I mean, it's been number one for 4 weeks straight. It's been at the movies for like damn near over a month because they making money off this film, and they've already announced that they're gonna make a part 2. So you know what I'm saying? This Joan is doing numbers right now. It's doing numbers. It's running it up right now, low key. And a lot of people not even talking about the movie. But like I said, I mean, and then the people, I might have to go to an interview of the directors and stuff because they're talking like, yeah, it's not about demonic possession. Yes, the hell it is. It definitely is. It's like, it's definitely, if you're one of those people who just can't do the horror movie thing, I don't blame you. I can watch this stuff and get the spiritual breakdown on it. You know, maybe I shouldn't watch these things like that, but any new movie that comes out, me being a movie buff, I'm going to go see it. That's just, I'm guilty of that. When it's a new movie and it looks interesting to me, I'm going to go to the movies and I'm going to see it. And you know what's crazy? Yo, I went and seen the movie at like 11 at night. It was the last film. I went at 11:05. Tell me why, y'all. I was the only one in the movie theater. And then this lady walks in. And she had like a hood over her head, like a Muslim robe. Looked like she had some type of Muslim robe and a hood over her head. She walks in the movie theaters and sits all the way in the back. Me and her, the only ones in the movie theaters, y'all. I didn't even know this movie was a horror movie. If I'm speaking honest, I didn't know. I just thought it was a psychological thriller type of movie. So the whole time I'm sitting there in the movies, it's 11:05. The movie, like damn near 2 hours if you count in the previews. It's about 1 a.m. This lady sitting all the way in the back with a little blanket back there knitting. But it was hella creepy, bro. I had to laugh about that. I'm like, she back there with a hood on knitting, y'all. I'm like, man, this is a movie. It was like a movie seeing the movie, bro. Some creepy stuff. I'm not lying. That's exactly how it happened. I think exactly what she was doing back there taking notes. She probably had her notepad and everything. And I'm like, I didn't really know it was a horror movie. I'm like, a couple of the bros told me, yo, you got to see this junk. Shout out to the bros like, yo, you got to see this junk. I didn't know what kind of movie it was. I thought, it's about somebody being obsessed. Until that first damn jump scare. I ain't the type to jump, but listen, I'm an 80s baby. I done seen the scariest movies known to man, bro. And I done seen a lot of jump scares. But when I tell you these jump scares catch you off guard, they're gonna catch you off guard, bro. It catch you in the most chill moments. Yep, she sat back there knitting. It's crazy.
And of course, its shocking and memorable ending. Spoiler alert, the rest of this video is going to spoil the end of Obsession. So, at the end of the movie, Bear is dead, and the real Nikki has returned to her body.
Oh man, that was spoiler. He gave the spoiler. Damn, my bad. I didn't even mean to do y'all like that. He did that quick. He did that real quick. He did that quick. But I mean, there is more to it, though. It's definitely more to it. It's definitely more to it. But the movie, it's something, y'all. It's something. Yeah, I definitely prayed when I got out of there. I don't, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to open no demonic portals, and I was triggered because I've been in different relationships that was not really healthy. I was triggered a little bit on the movie. I'm like, man, I'm like, damn. I was triggered a couple times. I think somebody asked me, did you like the movie? I mean, it was interesting. Daughter of God's follower says, she says, I love spoilers because I'm never going to watch it for real, for real. That's what's up. Yeah, some people don't mind spoilers. Somebody said you were sitting in there with a 5150 for real. How do I rate it? How did you rate it? Okay, so there was a couple scenes that was so unrealistic that it kind of pissed me off. So I'm gonna have to deduct some points. There's one scene in particular where Nikki does something, and I think they took it too far. I think they took it too far. I know when somebody get possessed, they may get some type of supernatural strength, but damn it, this little 130-pound girl did something that it just pissed me off, bro. And I have to like it pissed me off so bad that they made this little 100-pound girl do that. I had to deduct a point. Like I literally had to deduct a point because they did that. It was one scene. I'm not going to tell y'all the scene because it's going to spoil it. But I guarantee if you see the movie, you're going to be like, oh, that's the scene Breed was talking about. She just did something that was crazy. Like, okay, so if I didn't deduct a point for that, it would have been like a 5 out of 5. I would have gave it a 5 out of 5. But that scene pissed me off so bad, bro. I had to deduct the whole point. So it's a 4 out of 5. 4 star. It's a 4 star out of 5. The next movie I'm waiting to come out, I don't know, man. What's coming next? I done seen Mortal Kombat. We seen a Michael Jackson movie, man. Y'all tell me what's coming next, y'all. Talk to me. Amule, she says, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Amule. Interesting name. She says, I watch scary movies sometimes and it doesn't portal open for me. These things actually happen in real life. Don't let it affect you. I'd rather not be oblivious of what happens around us. I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. I feel like for me, I know it's real. It's not just a movie. You know what I'm saying? This happens all the time. The movie is just a sensationalized version of what happens in our everyday life. So it really doesn't have any power over me. I don't believe it's opening some portal in my soul or something. Like, I don't want to do no damn witchcraft. I don't want to go to the damn witchy shop and go purchase nothing. I don't have the desire to do any of that. It just made me more aware. Somebody says the Fast and Furious was good. Still waiting on the Avengers. Yeah, that's a couple good movies coming. I'm thinking of seeing. I think He-Man is coming out soon. I really enjoy movies that just tell you the truth, whether they be horror, psychological thrillers, um, conspiracy movies, whatever. I like any movie that is going to just tell you the truth. The Pure Goddess says, I started watching Jezebel on YouTube and I felt something dark, some darkness demonic, had to stop watching it. Yeah, if you get sensitive to that stuff, and yeah, don't watch it by all means. Don't open those portals for sure. And you know, I've had a lot of people in the past judge me for watching certain movies and films and actually reviewing it. I had people say something when I went and seen what's the damn vampire movie that came out? They're real good numbers. The one that just dropped like last year. Damn, what was it called? And it had Michael B. Jordan in it. Sinners. You know, people judge me for going to see Sinners. Yeah, well, I want to see what they're talking about so I can review it. People don't know I did a lot of movie reviews on this channel. If you go look, put in Nubreed Global Truth, movie reviews. I got a ton of movie reviews because I am a movie buff. I enjoy watching films. Oh, it's just called Furious now. Yeah, Street Fighter is coming. The recent Superman. It's a new Superman now, huh? Might have to go check that out. Somebody say He-Man already in theaters? For real? Oh, I'm about to go see that. I might go see that next week. Oh, if it's still in the movies by next weekend. Yeah, but you know, we made up the term truth maxing tonight, so don't let nobody take that. Y'all heard me say it first, so yeah, we over here truth maxing, doing what we do. We scripture maxing, we truth maxing, and yeah, don't let nobody take that. Y'all heard it here first. Somebody say they're gonna go see Minions. The butterfly voice says, I am an empath and I fell asleep one night on a scary movie and I could not figure out why I felt weird for days. I won't watch horror movies anymore. Yup, I feel you. I feel you, butterfly. And you know, you got to pay attention to that. I mean, I'll be lying if I told y'all I didn't feel a little something after seeing that movie. I told you I felt triggered myself. I felt triggered myself. Like, I felt a little off watching that movie. So I do believe that, you know, our minds absorb stuff that we take in, because sometimes our minds don't know how to separate what's real and what's not. And you got to go through that whole rigmarole of trying to work it out in your mind what the hell you just looked at. You know what I'm saying? Yep, but to each his own. Everybody stay safe out there. We built for a strong 3 hours. And I seen some people in the chat say they're going to check the film out. Hey, if you want to, go ahead. I warned you. It's a lot of jump scares. But hey, yeah, the subconscious mind can absorb certain things. So be aware of that stuff, man. You know, stay prayed up. You know, if you know that's something you shouldn't be doing, don't do it. You know, don't tempt the Most High. Don't play games. I think it was meant for me to see it, because when somebody told me about the movie, they was like, you just gotta see it, because they know I do movie reviews, and that's a high ranking film. So they knew that, like, yo, Bree, you could do a good breakdown. However, I really did not know it was a horror movie, but I probably would have watched it anyway. So I'm not blaming the person. I probably would have checked it out anyway. Let me see. Somebody says, the butterfly says, Bree, my daughter did 21 years. Huh? Let me see. My daughter, let me put this up here. Let me see. My daughter did 21 years old, done watch every scary movie that has played. However, to obsession, she came home and said, Mama, that movie was demonic. She has never said that before. Wow. Wow. Yeah, and the directors and stuff, they trying to claim that it wasn't about demonic possession. It was about something they said. It was about going against the will, personality. They trying to call it everything but a demon. It was demonic. Maybe they code is they can't say it's demonic. I don't know. Hold on. Somebody says, I stick to Christian movies and romance. That's what's up. Golden Sea says this was a great breakdown. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to have y'all all here. Superwoman and Supermom is out. Okay, we have to check out Superwoman. You know, I'm interested in box office hits, but I don't really like when they keep making the same movie over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like they make Superman every year, they make the Avengers every year. I particularly like box office hits that's a whole new formula. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal take on movies. The ones that I like to review, when they doing something different. And you've never seen a movie like this particular movie where a man does a love spell on a woman and she start tweaking. Honestly, out of all the horror movies, I've never seen that. Where a man does a love spell on a woman, the woman tweaks out so hard and he's absolutely terrified. Never seen a movie like that. So that's something different. That's down a whole nother lane. Sinners was different. It was like a old time musical vampire that it was different. It's not like every other vampire movie. But anyway, all praises to the Most High. She says, good night. All hate I got to stop watching from the bushes. I miss interacting with everyone. I'll be able another time. Everyone bless. Every FBA. Yep. Y'all got to stop watching from the clouds and the bushes, man. Feel free to always communicate, y'all. But one love to y'all. Everybody get a good night's rest. Y'all be blessed out there. Peace.